But hold on a minute, I want some more, I want some more. Hey fam, what's up, what's up, what's up? This is Robert Anton here, robertanton.com, coming to you with your no frills, the voice commentary from a singer. And tonight, The Voice Season 13's top 12 are going live for the very first time, and they'll be singing their dedication songs. And who's going to flounder and who's going to fly? Well, we're going to find out. Tonight is also the start of the public vote, and the voting was opened at the top of the show, so you can start voting before anyone even sings, which I don't really like, you know, because you don't know how they did. Yeah, how you gonna vote for somebody you don't know how they did? So how did the performances go? Well, let me tell you what happened. We started out with TeamMiley. It was Brooke Simpson. She did Praying by Kesha, and I like the notes and examples that Miley gives in rehearsals for all of her people. She really helps to craft the song and thinks about showing the artistry of the song and the heart of her charges. On stage, this was very low in Brooke's voice as she started out, and she handled it well. She seemed very connected to the lyrics and bit into the rhythm with such ferocity, letting those high notes just open up and fall out. At one point, she was preaching those lyrics and nailed the big note and really showed some good emotion going into the ending. TeamJHud said she represented the power of music and how changing it is. And then Carson announced that each of the 4 finalists will be singing an original song in the finale this year once again. Good for them. TeamBlake was up next with Red Marlow. He did Church on Cumberland Road by Shenandoah. In rehearsal, Blake told him he needed to give us something, meaning that, you know, he needed to give us a little wow moment of the high note or something, and he sang a little melody for him that was above what the original song does. I was loving the early Elvis feel of the song in rehearsal, and it was a bit more twanging on stage, but I was still enjoying the pace, and it sounded good in Red's voice. He has a solid sound with limited vocal range, but good emotional range. He was rocking out on guitar, moving back from the mic and giving us all kinds of things, and took some time to slap some hands while he was giving us that moment that Blake was looking for, but it wasn't very exciting to me. I was just like, oh, okay, you know, just kind of did the thing and just went on. Solid barroom performances is what I wrote, because it didn't feel like competition fair to me. It just felt like he was just up there just doing a regular performance anywhere, you know, and it didn't give me any grit. Adam called him authentic and real as it gets. And if you think I'm authentic and real as it gets, please make sure to thumb up the commentary and let me know that you're watching, that you're enjoying it, that you appreciate me doing it. It's so much work, but I enjoy it so much. Thank you so much for watching. I thank you for your comments. All the interactions the last week have been amazing. Thank you guys so much. And ladies, now I always say guys because anyway, thank you all so much. Again, I thank you, and I appreciate you. Thanks so much for your thumbs. TeamJHud next had Shi'Ann Jones do Visions of Love by Mariah, Carey, and I was excited to hear Shi'Ann's voice on this song. She has so much power and range, the whistle tone, I mean, she's got it all. And on stage, she started out, and I noticed she was a little nasally in her tone with the tendency to cover her notes quite a bit, so it was a little dark. She had all the notes in the song, but wasn't really putting across the lyrics. I didn't feel like she was connecting to it in any emotional way, just working hard to try to get those notes out. Not her best on the show. It's all in there. I wrote it's all in there. You know, she has all the ingredients, but they just need time to form and mature and marinate. Blake said she picked the perfect time to become the highlight of the show, calling it so good. TeamAdam next had John Miro do Why I Love You by Major in rehearsal. Adam said it needed to feel effortless, referencing Prince. He told him to overlearn it and try to get super lost in it. So on stage, there was all this red hot lighting going on under him and behind him, just with piano to start. So simple and so pleasing. He knew these lyrics well and he was relating to them very well. He went into that falsetto and it was so light and airy and connected well when he went back into his chest voice. I wasn't liking the timbre of a few of the highest notes, but was invested into the emotion that he was selling, and he seemed to really be singing this to his audience and ended lovingly in falsetto. I was just like, that is really good. Even when I wasn't enjoying the sound, because I don't like the sound of my falsetto either, and when I wasn't enjoying the sound of some of his falsetto, I had so much respect for like this technical ability that he was showing off. Miley told him that he created a fan base and competition for all the other coaches and artists. She said she saw him tearing up and it made her feel more connected to the song. TeamMiley then had Ashlyn Kraft do Delta Dawn by Tanya Tucker, and in rehearsal, Miley tried out 2 songs for Ashlyn to see which one felt better in her voice and was singing harmony along with her on Delta Dawn, so she did that song. On stage, she had her guitar, but I was hearing this electric wailing away behind her. Her voice was nice and forward on the beginning, and she set down the guitar as she finished the opening chorus. kept it very, very short. She seemed to have to walk such a long way from the top of the stage down to the audience, but she was so natural doing it. I felt like she was just such a seasoned professional. Her low notes were just a little muddy with the music. There was something else that was kind of bland, blending in with it, but she had a really cool rocker chick sound on the mid to high notes. TeamJHud said she owned the stage and loved that she refound her confidence. TeamAdam then had Adam Cunningham do Against All Odds by Phil Collins, and in rehearsal, Adam gave him an image of Chris Stapleton singing Phil Collins. Then he told Adam to give him one big note, during the performance, and then said, "This is like church." On stage, we got a sweet guitar solo to open up, and then Adam couldn't find the key on the first few notes. He got on track within a few words and threw himself into the emotion. This felt and sounded really good in his voice and was giving him a chance to really wail away and show a little soul. He started the second verse solidly to redeem himself a bit and did some interacting with the audience. He was really singing his heart out on these choruses, and the grit and gravel felt really good with the lyrics. I was getting like Michael Bolton vibes in places and loving the big notes. Very solid performance. Blake called it a hell of a recovery and said he delivered a hell of a performance. Then TeamBlake had Chloe Kohansky do Thank You by Dido, and when she started this song over her package, I sighed. I was like, I did this song, I was like, oh, like, why that? But it was just that sound was so comforting and so delicious. I was, ooh. In rehearsal, Blake told her she has an enormous presence and also advised her about one little switch into falsetto that wasn't spot on. The stage was a little busy as she started out this performance with her outfit, but her voice was so lovely and rich. I was glad that she was actually working to keep her eyes open. You could see that she was starting to close it, that she would open them up and look out to the audience. Her first flip into falsetto wasn't solid as she went into chorus, but it was better after that. I like that she found a little spot to give us like a big note where it wasn't expected and then ramped up the emotion a little bit as she hit the center stage. Again with her, I really felt this performance along with her and loved how she dropped us at the end, just like boom, right there in that emotion, and it didn't seem like the song had ended and she was done. I was like, what? Hold on a minute, I want some more, I want some more. All the coaches stood for her. Miley said she felt like she was at an awards show calling her a star. Then there was TeamJHud and Davon Fleming. He did Love on Top by Beyonce. Woo! Big song, big song. Devon keeps picking these huge diva songs and killing it. In rehearsal, TeamJHud gave him some advice about finding his version of the song and said he needed to map it out better. On stage, he started it out really slow, high up in his range, with piano backing him up and just very soulful and all his beautiful runs and things. Great emotion and very original. As they launched into the up-tempo, he did a little dancing with the back up and seemed to really be feeling the love and joy in the lyric. He had one falsetto flub before he went into the first modulation, but landed perfectly in key. I liked seeing him doing a little movement and working the stage and audience. Some of his falsetto work wasn't forward enough for my taste, but he handled this beast of a song so well, and again, made it his own, made it like a guy's song, and I really enjoyed that. Adam told him it didn't look like all the movement and stuff phased him, and then was at a loss for words and threw his shoe at him, and then TeamJHud threw her shoe at him, and it became a whole thing before we went to commercial. Next up was TeamAdam's Addison Agan. She did She Used to Be Mine by Sarah Bareilles, and in rehearsal, Adam said he wanted to open with more of like an Ed Sheeran approach, talking about just guitar and vocal. On stage, even though this only started with sparse instrumentation, I was having a hard time understanding what she was singing as she started this out. Her tone was lovely and got better and more emotional as she moved through the song, and she was getting visually emotional, starting to really get a lot of tears and stuff in her eyes, and had a nice cry to her voice with a quiet strength that translated well to the lyric. I really felt it when she bent into a few of those notes, and she did with her whole body, and I was really liking that. She's so poised on stage and really seemed to be feeling the lyrics deeply, and it translated well. Miley talked about her stillness, calm, and confidence, calling her so focused and confident. Then TeamBlake's Kesha Renee did Midnight Train to Georgia by Gladys Knight and the Pips, and in rehearsal, Blake started arranging the song to give it more of a country feel, and I was excited to hear how it was going to come out because I love this song and know it very well. On stage, this started out with a lot of guitar twanging, but that vocal was pure soul. She seemed to be having a good time with the lyrics, and they came out so naturally to her, and those riffs were rivaling Shi'Ann. She was just doing her thing with them. Her voice is just so pure, is crystal clear with lots of fluidity and high notes that are they're technically way up in the sky, way up there, but it seemed like she could just speaking them out. She just makes them seem so easy and effortless in your ear. No stress, no strain, just good flat foot singing with emotion to spare. All the coaches stood for her. TeamJHud told her that her voice is like silk and she can't make a wrong note, saying that her heart was in it and we all felt it. TeamJHud then had Noah Mack do Speed of Sound by Coldplay, and he arranged and produced the background track for this one too and picked up the guitar in rehearsal. TeamJHud told him to find a big moment and then snatch it back. She also told him not to get too lost in the guitar so that we can see him. On stage, Noah started with his guitar hanging by his side and a leather jacket, giving him like this James Dean look. Love the dramatics as he started chording the guitar and going like in a little circle. His voice has a solid sound on the chest notes, and he kind of colored the high notes to give him a little character and mask any flaws, right? Very smart choice. And he had those rock star moves behind the mic stand. I honestly didn't care much for the song choice, but was enjoying his performance so much that I didn't mind the choice at all. Adam noticed that he looks like he's from the 50s and he sounds like he's from the future, saying it freaks him out, but he liked it a lot. And in the pimp spot, we had TeamMiley's Janice Freeman. She did The Story by Brandy Carlisle. And on stage, we heard Janice's voice before we saw her. This could have been like the opening of a documentary film or something on a singer or something like that. Her vocal was light and rough for the opening, and she was way down in her range. When she got a chance to wail away, though, I was loving the emotion and the sheer power that she brought. Not screaming it out, but just so much power with just room to grow. And she did it. She pulled it back, and then she would do some more, pull it back and do some more. I was loving everything that she was doing. I loved the way it felt. I liked the Whitney tribute at the end, you know, that ooh. And the coaches all stood for her except Adam, it looked like. I didn't see, maybe he was standing before he sat down or something like that, but when they panned around, he was the only one that wasn't standing. Blake threw his boot at it and said, "That says it all." And that's it for tonight's commentary. Tomorrow night, one person is going home. The Instant Save is back. I don't know how you're going to vote for people. Tell me who you're voting for and who you think were the bottom three. I'll be probably starting my reaction videos on my Robert Anton Vlogs channels tomorrow night for eliminations. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully you'll join me over there also when you get a chance. They're usually very short videos, about a minute, minute and a half. Okay, this is Robert Anton, robertanton.com. I know you're tired of me talking. Let me know if you stick around down in the comment section. Just say stick around. And I am out.